Why did I do that?
It looks good.
I know it looks okay, but it's just...
I'm telling you, we just gotta get rid of this.
Yeah, whatever.
Just get all of it off.
Okay. You think I should go bald?
I think, yeah, I do. I do.
I don't know.
I just think, like...
I don't see a lot of bald guys working.
Well,
Fully bald? What am I, what's his name from the Titanic?
I don't know. That's
Billy Zane?
Billy Zane is, that's your reference? We're gonna pick Billy Zane?
That's how
From
few...
obscurity?
From Titanic? The villain of the Titanic is obscure?
Yeah, at this point. I mean, that movie
No.
came out 20-something years ago, hon.
30. God.
Jesus Christ. Well,
No wonder I look like
here
this.
I am with my husband, Woody
Willie Harrelson.
Willie Harrelson, Woody's embarrassing cousin.
Woodsy Hairless.
Woodsy hairless man.
Hey,
Woodsy
welcome
hairless man.
to another episode of Find Your Beach,
Guys.
where you have to put SPF on your forehead now.
That's good.
Yeah, sometimes.
How do you feel? We just we buzzed your head for the Patreon.
It actually does feel very good. It's a nice feeling to shave a head. I mean, feel it. It's like mouse's belly.
I mean, this is just...
Yeah, okay, we don't have to go over that.
It's really like God tie-dyed your head.
Well, that's fine.
But I gotta say I like it.
I'm gonna start wearing a lot of hats.
I like it, and you know what I like about it?
What?
Is I can see how blue your eyes are now.
Oh.
Your eyes are bluer.
Well, I feel like it's like I'm kind of like growing into my age, I feel a little bit more my age as far as my...
Yeah, like you're accepting what's happening to your head.
Accepting for as long as it takes until I can afford that plane ticket to Europe. Mm-hmm. And the procedure that I get in Europe.
I can't wait till you have to sleep sitting up for 3 days.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. It's good to, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I knew basically this is how bald I was.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Well, I definitely knew. I mean, I've been seeing it. So.
Whoa.
Oh, poor Evie just
Evie,
walked
you all right?
straight into a table. Hi, Evie.
You guys.
I'm sorry.
This has
sweetie.
been the reason why if you haven't been paying attention to the Instagram or you haven't been paying attention to
The Patreon.
The Patreon, because you're not a Patreon member. We said the other day that I would shave my head if we made it to $1,000, and what do you know? It was like 2 days later we made it to $1,000. I also have to get a tattoo of the baby in the box. That'll take a little bit longer, but that's why I shaved my head. And that's also, it's fine because we are kicking ass. We're getting so many people joining the Patreon, and we have Park Studios helping us make so much of this stuff.
I'm attracted to you right now. I like this. I like this haircut.
I like that too. I don't like necessarily how surprised you were to find yourself attracted to me.
I mean, me either, but I'm just saying, I don't mean to make it sound like it's never happened before. But I like this.
I'm attracted to you, which is just so bizarre.
I've never felt this before. No, I mean, honestly, I like this.
Thank you, babe.
It's a good look.
Thanks. I feel good. I feel fresh.
I really want you to go all the way with it because it feels like that's like,
Well, we'll see. For right now, I feel fine. But
we basically filmed the entire thing, guys.
Yeah, that'll be up on the Patreon.
And if you haven't joined the Patreon, I don't know what the fuck you're doing because we've got so much good content on there.
Yeah, if you listen to the show weekly and you have 75 cents a week, which I think most of our listeners do. We got a couple Russians. I don't know what their economy's like right now.
Yeah, me either.
But actually, speaking of which, I want to just shout out all our new members.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's shout out our new members. While you pull that up, I'm going to pull up
And then I'm also going to read a message from specifically Ella. Ella is one of our newest Patreon members. She just joined the Beach. She's from Omaha. She came to Rosie's show last week.
Yep, she sure did.
So welcome to the Beach, Ella. Hannah Berry, welcome to the show. Nicole L., welcome to the show.
Nicole, welcome.
Taylor Martin, you Canuck. Thanks for paying your Canadian dollars. They tell us what kind of currency they pay in.
Okay.
So I don't know what NHL team you support, but I hope they're good. Austin just became a Mahalo. Welcome.
Exciting.
the mid tier. Excited to have you, Austin.
And by the way, for those of you who are thinking about it, you can pay $5 a month and get the extra episode, but you can pay $10 a month as a Mahalo member, and you
get video.
You can watch the podcast.
And
if
there'll
that,
also
if that's
be
what
like
you prefer.
when we're gonna start making sketches and supplemental stuff with the Park Studio guys. That'll be available to the Mahalo members. And then Amanda Casimir, Maya Borthwick paid Australian money.
Wow.
Yeah, she's an Aussie. I think that's what $1.07 means.
I didn't even know they paid in money.
Yeah,
over
I thought
in
they
Australia.
paid in kangaroo pelts and emu claws.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought the currency in Australia was just large eggs. That's what I thought it was. Here I am. You learn something every day.
I'll trade you a large egg for a kangaroo pelt.
Yeah. And then Amanda Casimir,
I feel like we already read her.
sweet gal. She paid for the whole year. She's a
What?
Mahalo. Just paid right up front. She
God
wanted
bless her.
God bless you. You're the person that pushed it over and made me shave my head.
Yeah, you
So,
are responsible.
Amanda, take pride. You've ruined my life.
You kind of made mine.
And
I like
then-
this. This is a good look on him.
Thank you.
I want to read out those of you who are not able to join the Patreon, but you listen every week and you've taken the time to review the podcast on iTunes. You guys deserve a shout out as well. So this is this week's shout out to Alex Cletus. I hope to God that's your real name. Best comedy couple. This pod will be bigger than the Beatles. He's a sweet boy with thick thighs and she's a scrappy railroad kid. Guaranteed to fall in love with them and fantasize about being their friends. Wow, Alex. What a sad fantasy. We're so happy. We're so happy that you listen. Thank you for putting that review out there. And that's it. That's all we have for announcements, right?
Well, I was also going to read Ella's message. And
Yeah.
only because it was so well written. And I want to shout out Ella told me that she's working on a book, but just listen to the prose. Jeez. Dear Rosebud and Andy, my name is Ella, but my coworkers call me Della. I sleep in my parents' windowless basement and slice meat for minimum wage in suburban grocery store deli. As if this wasn't tough enough of a Tinder bio, all above takes place in the state of Nebraska, whose official slogan is Nebraska. Honestly, it's not for everyone. I'm pushing
wow,
34.
that's great.
I'm pushing 34 years old and somehow still single, but I don't feel single when you are inside my ears. Weird.
Swinging.
You two are saving grace while I slice my life away under the monotonous cycle of the 8-hour shift. When I feel as if I'm about to drown in the rosettes of the Black Forest ham, I turn on Find Your Beach and pretend I'm walking barefoot on the sand, not ham. Despite COVID, the corporate commandment of the grocery chain I slice it remains a helpful smile in every aisle. We receive weekly secret shopper scores for our performance over the counter. Those cunts. She didn't write that. These smile meters are then posted in the break room for all to judge. During the pandemic, to no
That's
surprise,
fucked up.
employee smiles have steadily declined. But thanks to your podcast, my smile scores have been off the charts, even behind the mask.
Let me ask you this. How do they judge your smiles when you're wearing a mask?
I think it almost seems like she's telling us they're not wearing masks. But I want to say this. Ella, I'm going to talk to my friends in the publishing world. You deserve everything. In which case, my boss just gave me a 25-cent raise. It's your lucky day, he said. God, Ella, you're making me feel like I've never written
Lots
a
of
thing
things.
in my life.
I'm feeling a lot of things.
Because I have you both to thank for this raise. What better way than to use my newfound money to finally become a Patreon member? Before you came into my ears, typically during an 8-hour shift, I had to endure Avril Lavigne reminding me that life is complicated, while Sheryl Crow told me to lighten up and Celine Dion belted "My Heart Will Go On" over the intercom.
God,
As soon
grocery
as you-
store music.
As you can imagine, this is less than an ideal soundtrack for slicing ham at 5 a.m. Man, it sounds like the ham demand in Nebraska is insane.
It's really off the charts.
I mean, it's crazy. I would think that people would have their own pigs, but it turns out they're going to this grocery store.
Yeah.
Like a fluorescent light, some divine intervention in a windowless basement, your voice Voices awaken my sad but essential soul. Consequently, my standards for both comedy and romantic relationships have been raised to a bar that is definitely unattainable, especially in Nebraska. You guys are the funniest, most genuine, down to earth, say it like it is, truth telling, truth seeking, smart as hell, holy, sane people left on earth, both individually and together, politically, spiritually, and emotionally. From the
Wow.
bottom of my heart, please don't ever break up with each other, or worse yet, comedy. There's
Wow.
more to it, but there's a lot. And I just want to say thank you so much, Ella. I really do. I think you're a great writer, and
She's a great writer.
I hope to see you on the staff picks table at the Strand.
And I want to thank Ella for coming out to the show while I was out in, I think she came to, Omaha.
She came to Omaha and she brought her aunt.
Yeah, she did.
Did you guys chat
And
a
her
little?
aunt was great too. Yeah, we did chat a little bit.
That's great.
I didn't do a ton of like meet and greet situation
Why?
things. Just mostly because I don't like people.
Oh, okay.
Not COVID related.
Yeah.
But I did go out in Omaha and say hi to people, and they were perfectly nice, and they also were very respectful of the physical distancing shit.
That's great.
Because I smell bad,
Yeah.
especially on the road.
Well, you look great, babe.
Thanks, you too.
It's crazy that you smell so bad, but you look so good.
I know.
It's like maybe
I contain multitudes
I contain molds, mildews,
and fungus.
fungus. Last night, Rosebud goes, "Have you seen my toe fungus?
Jesus
up
Christ,
close?"
Andy. Why
And
would
then
you
she
say? I said
stuck-
that in confidence.
And then she stuck her toe in my mouth.
Yeah. I did. Sometimes it's just funny to me that like if I like being married, they can't leave. They can't
Yeah.
leave. So like if Andy was sleeping and I sat on his face and farted in his mouth, he would have to fill out paperwork to leave. That's
Yeah.
so funny to me.
I'd have to fill out laws.
Like it would take like a year for him to leave after I farted in his mouth.
Yeah. And it would be hard to stay mad about a fart in the mouth for a year. Eventually I'd be like on the 15th couch I'd slept on, and I'd be like, it was just one fart.
I feel like if you farted in my mouth, I'd taste it a year later. So
Probably. A lot of people have said that I have as much gas in my abdomen as the state of North Carolina.
yeah, that makes sense.
I
That
meant
does
North
make sense.
Dakota for the fracking.
Yeah,
fucked it
I
up.
got the joke, but yeah.
There should be a place where you can fart into a tube and it goes towards the natural gas supply.
Yeah.
We just all put our buttholes on tubes.
Yeah, I feel like if you were able to do that, I wouldn't have to recycle as much,
Yeah, I mean, we're all going to die. What's the point?
right? When I was like looking at everything happening in Texas, I was just like, man,
You know what? I actually think the Texas thing was good. And here's why. Is because I think people didn't think that climate change was going to affect them. And I do kind of think that with these extreme weather events, it just pushes them a little closer to being like, oh, so that's what they mean.
yeah.
Like a whole state is going to lose power during a winter storm. Ah, okay, this is going to suck.
Yeah, I also feel like it's nice for Texans to have to work with the government,
Yeah.
you know?
I
Where
kept
they're
on
like,
wanting to make jokes
maybe
about
big government isn't so bad.
messing with Texas, but, pretty hacky.
Yeah, sort of.
You know what was exciting is that there was a lot of articles about electric cars this week.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that Teslas aren't that expensive. Did you know that? Next car we get, we could be Tesla'd up, babe.
What do you mean Teslas aren't that expensive?
They're like 10 grand more than what our car cost.
That's a lot more. 10 grand is a lot more.
That's how much I make on a week.
On a week where?
When I go to Iraq and I drive trucks for Halliburton in the Sunni Triangle.
Okay, we're recycling material from the last episode. Is that what's happening
Well,
here?
these are the normals. They don't know about the last episode.
Join the Patreon so you can hear the same jokes twice.
All right, I'll recycle it. When I go up and I work the tar sands in northern Alberta.
Okay. All right. It's the same joke. I mean, you rewrote it, but yeah, I get it. Listen, we're doing the best we can here, and I haven't said a fucking joke
Did
since
you know
we
that
started.
I worked for a guy last week? I moved a guy. He was super nice, and he was a foreign exchange guy. He like did foreign exchange currency stuff.
Yeah?
And he did tell me that if I wanted to come work for him, he would like train me.
Well,
I
why
didn't
didn't
say
you
this.
fucking go work for him?
Because I don't want to work. I don't want to work. I want to be a comedian. I don't want to work in the foreign exchange
But
markets.
I want you to be rich.
I probably would make $10,000 a week if I worked in foreign exchange.
Why don't you just do it for like 3 months?
I think it's longer than that. I don't think he
Do
was
it
a very
for a
nice guy.
year.
All right, I'm gonna hit him up. I'll go work for
Do
them.
it
I mean,
for
I
a
have the
year, buy
haircut
us a
now.
house, and then we'll fucking go.
Okay,
You know?
I'll just be one of those guys that used to do comedy. I'll own the club, but I'll have my hair back.
I was thinking about this on the road, how like people, I used to, when I started, I would hear older comics talk about how it's so, it's so smart to quit, and how like, oh yeah, that guy, he was so funny, but he quit, and it's good. It's good that he quit. And I used to think that they were just sort of joking, or sort of like secretly they didn't really believe that. But then I was like on the road, and I was eating at a Best Western. I ate their
Breakfast.
fried rice.
Ooh.
I ate fried rice at a Best Western. And I was like,
It wasn't even I like in a way it's the way you make it sound like it wasn't even Chinese fried rice.
It
Like it was
wasn't.
just like Americans that were like,
No.
yeah, it's got ham and corn in it.
no, really, that's what it was. There was corn in it. There was corn and peas. And
No soy sauce involved at all. They're like, you want some barbecue sauce
No,
with your fried rice?
and Andy, it was like hard and soft at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I put the sauce in it, and somehow the sauce cooked it. And I was like, what the fuck is in this sauce that it just made this rice normal?
Yeah. I think
And,
it's Freon.
It was just so sad. And I was like, no, they were, when they were saying it was good for people to quit, they meant it.
Yeah, no, because here's the thing. If you don't make it to host a show or write for a show or appear in like a very substantial way,
Yeah.
the height of comedy, you can work a lot of great clubs, but you're going to eventually have to be in Peoria, Illinois, or Springfield, Missouri. Even Springfield sounds nice, but eventually it's just, it's like I'm almost 40. That means like if I really, it's not what you want to be doing.
If honestly, the people that subscribe to our Patreon, they don't know that they're actually keeping us from a life of absolute abject poverty.
Yeah.
It's like we're like, thanks so much, and we're in a studio, and we're like, we try to show up and look happy and healthy.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, we're intermittent fasting right now to save money.
That's why I cut my hair off, really. I mean, I said it was for the money, but it's because we needed that protein.
Yeah,
We're
gonna
cook
eat
it
his
up
hair.
and make Kansas-style fried
We're
rice.
actually making sushi hair.
Yeah, hair sushi.
Hair sushi, that's what I meant.
Sushi hair.
Do I have COVID? Why is my brain not working?
Probably because of all those whippets you did earlier.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah,
about
you got to
those.
stop doing whippets.
The
when
problem
you
with
get in
whippets
the
is you always
car.
forget that you did them.
We have a car whippet. We don't like to do whippets in the house because it scares the dogs when we
Yeah.
start cry laughing.
Yeah.
But we keep one in the car just for goofs.
And it's
and-
only on the highways.
Rosebud
Only for highway use.
will always pull it out like when I've forgotten that we have the car whippet,
Mm-hmm.
and then and then she just starts, just laughing maniacally, talking about all the butterflies.
Like, I'm dizzy.
Yeah, and then she kind of bounces her head off the windshield until there's like a little bit of blood.
Yeah, start
And-
yelling about Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, and anyways,
Just naming dead actors for some reason. That's like my thing. Anyway,
God.
did some on the way here. Had a
Yeah.
great time.
yeah.
And shaved Andy's head, and here we are.
I mean, how far is it gonna go? Honestly, I could see us like getting to, I don't know, like something like $50,000, and I'm just like getting a face tattoo on the pod. Like I'm getting a tiny lemon, just like a lemon teardrop
That's actually a great idea, Andy.
for $50,000.
Yeah.
If we're making $50,000 a month, I don't really need to worry about that.
No,
So yeah, let's do it.
absolutely.
I'll get a lemon drop tattoo.
Get a face tattoo. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you literally look like American History X, or like one step above it already. So
Yeah, now that I'm doing this intermittent fasting, I think I'm gonna start trying to make gains.
I'm
You
sorry,
know?
what?
Gains.
Say that again?
Gains.
You're going to try to make gains.
I'm going to try to get huge.
You can try to beef up.
Yeah, I'm going to try to beef up. I'm going to be a bald, beefy boy.
How are you going to do that?
Lots of protein. Lots of pea protein. You think my farts are bad now. Wait till I go fuck it. Wait till I get gains.
Can I tell you something? Your farts smell like pea protein right now.
No, my farts smell like straight up natural gaff. I'm in Spain. The gaff.
No, I feel like your farts are pretty much bad enough because the problem is that you eat a bunch of you eat like healthy. Don't interrupt me for fuck's sake, please.
Don't get mad in front of our producers.
I will.
Don't get mad behind the wall of the producers.
You almost cried while I was shaving your head.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
You eat a bunch of like healthy food that isn't really healthy. It's all just fucking just lab made garbage.
I've stopped that.
No, you haven't.
All I ate this week
There's so
was
many
Whole
snacks
Foods.
in our pantry that are.
I don't do any of that weird
What
shit
the
anymore.
fuck is that? Like popcorn shit that's like dehydrated? It's like space popcorn.
It's skinless. There's a procedure
What
where
the
they
fuck is that?
I think they just somehow get the skin off it and then they pop it.
That doesn't sound normal.
I mean,
Why do you need the skin off of a
I've
popcorn?
stopped eating fake meat. I've stopped eating hummus. And I've stopped eating a bunch of protein, like cookies or protein bars. You know, the only ones I really eat now are those ones that are cold. The perfect protein bars.
The cold ones?
Yeah, you know, the ones that are in the fridge section at Starbucks or
Yeah, okay. All
the
right.
good ones. They taste like honey and peanuts.
Okay.
They taste like childhood. Honey and peanuts.
Is that what your childhood tasted like?
Yeah, it was just a lot of running
I thought
around
it
a
would
big
have tasted like
field in front
Jell-O
of a
and
Victorian house.
molestation.
And my mom was like, "Come in, children. I've made snacks."
That was your mom?
Yeah.
She said, "Come in, children. I've made snacks." Anita
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah, she would ring a bell, but the bell was shaped like a buttercup flower. It was like kind of painted, and we'd all run in.
That's
we'd
weird because when I
we had
hear
wool.
stories,
We had wool. Like what are they like? Almost like lederhosen, but they weren't. They were just like.
see, when I hear stories about Anita, it's that she was coming home late and you were like watching TV for 6 hours, and then she'd call you gay and you'd go to sleep crying, and like
that was
like you'd have a
that
hernia.
was winter.
You'd have a hernia.
That was winter. I'm
and
talking
she
about
would be like,
summer.
"Shut up!"
Yeah, I'm talking about summer vacation when we'd go up to the islands.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we're just making up a new childhood. Is that part of the?
Is that not healthy? That
Actually,
sounds great. Think about how happy you would be if you could replace all the memories.
You know what? That kind of just fucked me up.
You just went so far. You went literally into your brain. You found the file.
Yeah,
and
that's
you were like,
just-
"Oh, if I could replace this."
That sounds great.
You know what it's like? It's like the spinning top in Inception,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, I don't really know where this is gonna go,
Well, that's
but
like
I don't trust it.
the spinning top thing where like that's how he like buried the. It's too deep of a metaphor. Anyways,
Is
it
it
doesn't
too
matter.
deep? Is it? It's too deep for you to go into, or it's just not? You haven't.
Okay,
worked it out?
in the movie in Inception, you can incept in the Inception, right? So they go into a dream, and then they can go into a third level, and in the third level, they're in a city that they built that is their perfect paradise thing.
That's what
and
I feel like this
in
conversation is at the moment.
In a house, there was a cupboard, and in the cupboard, you opened it up, and there was a top spinning, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And if the top didn't stop at some point, that meant that they weren't in reality type of thing. It was like a whole fucking thing.
That didn't really feel worth all that, did it?
I was telling you, it's too deep. And I didn't mean like deep in meaning. I meant deep like you had to go deep into the fucking meaning of the bit.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Well, I'm glad we worked it out.
You know what's cool now that I have my shaved head?
Huh.
I can hit you.
Well, how else am I gonna come?
Yeah, true.
Speaking of hitting women, Shia LaBeouf, everybody.
What a fucking great actor.
Jesus Christ.
Innocent till proven guilty. And he pulls off fits.
Shut up.
I'm kidding. Obviously, I have to break up with Shia.
You do. You do have to break up with Shia. Sorry. But you know what? I really wanted you to break up with him anyway. I hated every time you were like, he's such a great dresser. I was like, ugh, he dresses like he's going to Walmart.
Everybody in the fashion
And he
world
looks
agrees.
he looks like he works out in jeans.
That's not a bad thing.
It is a bad thing.
I'm sure he smells bad, though.
Men who work out in jeans have like they have one sheet and then their duvet cover and their bed is on the floor.
They don't have a duvet cover. They have a duvet without a cover.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
And
great
one
life.
pillow and it's always stained.
Oh, man.
They're the kind of guy that you go over to his house and you're like, "Oh shit." Fuck.
I can't tell you how many stories I hear about girls where it's like, they get to the guy's house and they're like, fuck, he's a serial killer. And then they still fuck him. Whenever I got to a girl's house and it was
It's
a
not
nightmare.
that you say he's a serial killer. You just go over there and you're like, "Oh, he's fucking so broke."
Oh,
Jesus.
he's broke. Because whenever I would go to a girl's house and it would be like dirty or gross, I would bail. I'd be like, fuck, I just realized I'm not attracted to you at all. I gotta go.
I would do that too, actually. There was one time I went over to somebody's house and their toilet was so disgusting. I was like, I can't be here.
Yeah.
And it's not like his toilet was in the room or anything.
We
I was
talked
just like,
about
this is fucking gross.
this a couple days ago about how I was telling you, like, I can't be friends with people that have dirty houses anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm too old to go to your house and, like, be surrounded by filth.
Yeah.
And then it also extended to that if there's a party and you show up with shitty snacks, it's a serious strike on the friendship. If we're making cheese plates and things like that, and then you're like, I brought Hinta limes with, like, fucking Tostitos salsa. It's like, oh, buddy.
Really? I don't mind that so much.
That's not a good, but I was talking about how ice
I
cream.
feel like Tostitos and salsa,
That's actually
that's not a
pretty
bad.
fucking good.
Yeah.
But what I meant is shitty snacks,
One time I showed up for Thanksgiving with a kale salad that just had like pieces of feta cheese in it, and I had to leave early.
No dressing?
Everyone sent me home. Yeah, no dressing. I was going through a breakup.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, everybody kept sending me pictures of the salad because nobody had eaten any of it,
That sounds like your friends.
and they were just recording it, just my lonely salad, and just showing it to people, like holding it in front of people, and people just, ew, get that out of my face.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I had already left the party, and I was going through a breakup, and I was like, well, I already feel unwanted, so this really isn't necessary. But,
Yeah.
You can't show up. You can't show up to Thanksgiving with a bunch of black people there and expect to not get fucking roasted for bringing a kale salad with no dressing and just feta cheese on it. That was my bad.
That was your bad.
Yeah.
It was like you lived up to the stereotype.
I mean, I think I actually made it worse. I think whatever the stereotype was, I think they didn't realize how bad
Yeah.
it was. And
Well, you're a uniquely.
I think I set us back even
You set
even further
You
than
set our race back.
yeah, even further than we already were.
Less white people got entertainment jobs that year.
They were like, "This is
because of
actually
your
the
kale
second.
salad."
This is the second worst thing that white people have done to us."
I bet
is
that
what they
joke was
said.
actually made, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, the light is flashing now, which I think means we have to wrap up. You guys, thank you so much for helping me shave my head.
Thanks for listening.
Oh, plug your dates.
Plug my dates. I'm gonna be in Arlington, Virginia, at Arlington Draft House, March 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be at Stand Up Live in Huntsville, Alabama, March 11th, 12th, 13th.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. And I'm going to be at Nashville, Zany's Nashville, Tennessee, March 14th, doing my album recording. And I hope that you've gotten tickets for that because it's very important and I'm very excited.
And I will be at some of those shows. And then
You'll be at Arlington?
I'll be at Arlington and I will be at Zany's. I don't know if I'm going up at Zany's, but I'll definitely be there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to come over and get an autograph, no big deal. I
hate my husband.
Then I'll be at Laughs Comedy Club in Seattle, Washington, the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And the next weekend, I will be at the prestigious Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis, Minnesota, March 24th through that Saturday, doing lots of shows. And also, those shows will be online. So if you can't make it out, buy a digital ticket. You'll be supporting the Baker Haynes household.
That's
and
cool. I didn't know
you
that.
can watch it online. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
We'll see you guys next week.
We love you.
Wash your hands.
Don't lick your lover's eye.
And don't spit in their mouths unless it's a committed monogamous relationship and you've asked for their consent and you're both joined together in the church in the eyes of Jesus,
Christ.
our Lord.
Good save.
Okay, bye.
Bye.